Our next speaker is the managing director of Lalamove. Who doesn't know that, right? It is an on-demand delivery app known for its iconic orange hummingbird and fast delivery. It is Asia's fastest growing on-demand delivery service. And before she was appointed as the managing director, she served as the operations director during Lalamove's early days, focusing on day-to-day delivery operations, which is the core of the company. Prior to Lalamove, Dannah has always been inclined to new innovations, starting from Groupon to Globe Telecom to Mint. She holds a bachelor's degree in business management from the Ateneo de Manila University. Please welcome Ms. Dannah Majarocon. Let's give it up for her, please.
Hello. Wow, good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much for having us here today. We're very, very excited to speak with all of you. So today, I'm actually here to talk about something, a pretty tricky topic. I'm here to talk about how to digitalize logistics. And it's funny how now Open for Business is coming from something very digital into traditional, which actually is very complementary to what I'm about, with what I'm about to talk about. What I'm about to talk about. Essentially, what this shift for you guys is doing is marrying traditional and non-traditional. And the very point that I want to make here today is that digital is not intended to destroy the traditional. In fact, digital is intended to complement traditional, right? So I'm here to talk about an industry that has been here since the beginning of time, an industry that is not going to go away because everyone needs to move something. So I'm going to be talking about how we will digitalize and how we are currently in the midst of a digital revolution in the logistics space. Okay, traditional logistics has always been fantastic. It's affordable, there's a wide area of coverage, and of course, it's very reliable. There are a lot of players in the industry who is here to move things for everyone, whether you are a consumer, whether you are a business, an MSME, an SME, or a very gigantic conglomerate. Logistics is something that you absolutely need. Traditional logistics offers a wide variety of options. You can do it in-house, if you have the capacity to do it in-house, if you have the capital to do it in-house, and you can also outsource it. If you do it in-house, of course, there's high investment. There is high investment not just on capital for warehousing, but on human resource as well. And of course, it dilutes your company's focus because now you have to focus on two aspects of the business: how to run your logistics company and how to run your core business. If you do it, on the other hand, for third-party logistics companies, which is, again, also very fantastic, right? But if you outsource your logistics into third-party logistics, there's also long turnaround time because there is pooling of all the batching of the deliveries to happen. There's also limited scalability. If the industry, especially now that online shopping is growing to be bigger and bigger every day, it is very difficult for traditional logistics companies to scale because they are limited by the amount of capital they are able to pump into the number of vehicles that they have, the number of warehouses that they can put up. And of course, there's also varied pricing. You'll see that there are per parcel pricings, there are hourly, daily pricings, and it's a little tricky for us to go about with logistics. It's a necessary side of the business, but it's a lot more complicated than we'd like to think. This is basically the traditional 3PL model. I'm not going to go about this because I want to focus on how digitalizing logistics will propel us forward. Okay? With the progression of technology opens up so many doors for us to be able to go about with our deliveries. There are so many opportunities for deliveries that arise because of this. You have I can see some people holding their phones. Now it's not just used for taking pictures, texting your husband, your wife. It can be used to move things. Here's what consumers think about logistics. About 23% of them are willing to pay extra for same-day delivery. About a small percentage, 5%, want more reliable logistics, right? It's a necessity, but it's not something that people fully appreciate, right? And then even smaller chunk of them would pay more for instant delivery, right? 70% are content as long as it's cheap, as long as I get my parcel in. So how do we then marry that, right? More and more these days, again, because of the rise of online shopping, consumers are becoming more demanding as to when their parcels should go into their doorsteps. Basically, the message that we're getting is, I want my item right now, but I only want to pay the minimum amount for it. And that's a little difficult for us. That's very difficult as well for the likes of Lazada, Shopee, etc., etc. Because now they're offering items that are already at a lower price, and everyone also wants deliveries at a lower price. How do we then make businesses sustainable if we have to inject so much capital just to get goods moving? This is where technology comes in. Technology enables businesses to widen their reach. With technology, we're able to pool a bunch of drivers that have vehicles, that want to earn extra, that want to make a living out of their existing assets, and connect them to businesses, to users that need deliveries to happen now. Consumers, they like everyday platforms, they like delivery apps because technology allows platforms to have better pricing. Supply and demand dictates that if we have a lot of supply and sufficient demand, we're able to drive down pricing for us to be able to serve you guys. And because consumers like delivery apps, we're able to bring down pricing into a more affordable rate. Before, for you to get same-day delivery, you would have to pay 4 times what you would pay for a tiny envelope just to be sent within 3 to 5 days. These days, you can be able to send something from QC all the way to Alabang at a very affordable price because of delivery apps such as Lalamove. There are more choices in the marketplace. I'm not just here to promote Lalamove. Of course, my slides are orange enough for me to continue promoting Lalamove, but I do want to keep promoting the concept of platform businesses as enablers for traditional businesses, right? And they can be conveniently accessed. Like I said, you all have phones right now. Some of you even have 2 phones, and I know, I'm willing to bet that your phones all have either transport apps, shopping apps, delivery apps. I can see a lot of heads nodding. Now I know who likes shopping. Mobile internet is our driving force. Because of mobile internet, we're able to make sure that we deliver at speed because now we know when and where to pick up. The necessity for us to pool deliveries, for us to contact each and every person that is involved in the delivery is taken away because everything can be found on your phone or on your tablet. There's transparency in pricing. Before you even book your delivery, you already know how much it'll cost, right? And of course, there's real-time tracking. There are 2 key things that I believe are absolutely necessary for platform companies to be successful. The first is it needs to be accessible. So presence and access needs to be there. Companies like Lalamove are on your phones. Our serviceable areas are within the Greater Manila area. So anytime anyone wants to have anything delivered, you can get it done. But more than just accessibility, you need to be able to trust us, which is why companies like us actually police ourselves to make sure that we are reliable and we are secure and trustworthy for you, which is why there are features such as real-time tracking, optimization of routes so that you know that you can get your items immediately. Okay? So as I mentioned, and as mentioned earlier, I'm from Lalamove. Lalamove uses shared vehicles, professional drivers, of course, to offer businesses a scalable and cost-effective and reliable solution for on-demand deliveries. Of course, we're not just all about on-demand deliveries. Lalamove also offers scheduled deliveries for you to be able to plan out when and where you need to deliver your goods. We exist to make deliveries fast and simple. There is no point overcomplicating things. Like I said earlier, logistics, while it is an absolute necessity, it is also a very, very complicated business. The amount of touch points that need to happen for you to be able to move one thing is insane. And it is very expensive for logistics companies to run their business. Imagine, I will need to figure out how to get something from another country into the port outside of get it out from customs, get it to my warehouse, get it to my other warehouses, get it to my retailers, and eventually, hopefully, get it to your doorstep. And I want it done today. And I want it to be cheap. How's that gonna work out, right? If we have to do everything very manually, it will be impossible. That is why technology is here to help us with that. We build partnerships as well. So not only are we here with a fancy app, but we're also here to make sure that we propel our business faster. And the best way, as we've seen in this line of business, is partnerships is the best way to propel yourself forward. We build partnerships to accelerate our scalability. So we have partnerships with companies like GCash that allows our drivers to get their money in a fast way. A lot of the Filipinos are unbanked, and it is very helpful for companies like them to exist because now the money movement is a lot easier for them. Our partner drivers, while they are very much empowered at the end of the day, cannot wait at the end of the month to get their money. They need it now, just as much as we need our parcels now. We also build partnerships, of course, with SMEs. We call SMEs and drivers our partners. Technically, both of them are clients, if you think about it. But we call them partners because we enable them to focus on their core businesses and enable them to grow. We've helped SMEs that have started with maybe 3 to 10 deliveries in one day and now go from 300 to 500 deliveries in one day because they were able to focus on their core business instead of worrying about a driver didn't show up or the motorcycle or the L300 or my truck broke down. I don't have battery anymore. I have to call Motolite or something for the battery to get there. Now they have the capacity to focus on growing their business even further. Because of this, because of the empowerment that we do for these people, we've been able to grow into 10 countries. So now we're in 2 cities in the Philippines. We're in Manila and Cebu. We expect to grow even further in the coming months. We're also in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore. The list goes on. We actually just opened yesterday in Latin America. So we intend on world domination and showing people that just because a traditional industry has been here forever does not mean that it should stay that way. We need to up our standards in demanding for the things that we deserve. And we deserve our things to be delivered right now. Okay? We create opportunity from technology. Our drivers need employment. You need your parcels delivered right now. We, of course, because of this, are able to add value to our clients. I'm just going to be breezing through the last few slides and just show you some of fantastic case studies that we have with some of existing clients that we already have in the platform. So we have Pasteleria, who has been a long-time client. They're one of the clients that used to order only 2 to 3 deliveries per day and now order a lot because they're able to focus on making their pastries fantastic.
This business has been our passion for quite some time because we are kind of like foodies. So we love food, we love to cook. We had logistical challenges before since we didn't have as big of a reach as we do now with Lalamove. We really like the insulated bag.
That is really a game changer for the food industry because when you're serving fresh and hot meals, you allow your clients to prolong the freshness of the food. It's more than just a transaction, it's a partnership.
We have our own fleet of logistic, but of course the requirement is getting higher and higher, and it's so difficult to keep on increasing the fleets. So we try to look for third-party outsourced company to help us in a day-to-day requirement, and that's the reason why we moved to Lalamove. And so far, we're quite happy with the services of Lalamove, especially with your app where we can even monitor where they are. It's timely, it's fast, we're able to monitor it. Everything is okay.
Okay, so those two videos are actually from different spectrums. One is an SME that has been able to grow their business, and one is a very established distribution company that still acknowledges that for them to scale, they will need to avail of the services of companies that, such as Lalamove. So, just to wrap things up, access and reliability. Lalamove is accessible on mobile. We also have API integrations for should you have an online business. We also are available on the web. Just go to web.lalamove.com, and we do have some partners that offer kiosks or tablets for you to be able to book immediately. Thank you so much for the time. Again, I'm Dan from Lalamove.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dannah. Majarocon, kindly stay on stage, ma'am, so that we can give you a certificate of appreciation for sharing your insights about digitalizing logistics.